everyone, my name is Carmen and welcome to a new slime video. Today I'll be giving a 100% honest review on 12 slimes that I purchased from Temu. Prices range from super cheap $2 to $15 for a full set. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and check out my other social media accounts. The slimes that I purchased were pink cotton mud, watermelon fruit, unicorn fluffy butter, kiwi foam bead, blue shimmer, bubble grape, pretty pink princess, hearts and pearls, and a set of 4 bottles of fake water milk slimes, which were avocado, strawberry, banana, and blueberry. The package arrived in less than 1 week and the total price was around $56. Now let's begin with our cheapest slime, and I'll be going in order of pricing. This first slime is called pink cotton mud or strawberry cotton mud. I only paid $2.50 for it, and you get about 3 ounces of this slime, or let's just call it a cloud putty. I have reviewed this texture multiple times before. They all feel pretty similar but vary slightly. This texture is very unique and it does resemble a cloud slime, but it doesn't feel like one. It's a lot stiffer and it's kind of bouncy, especially when you rip it or let go of it, and it doesn't drizzle as freely. It really reminds me of those eraser putties since they fluff up slightly as well. I'm not too sure if it's snow or sand, but whatever it is, it feels really nice on my hands. When I do fluff it up, it is soft and you can squish it. If you haven't tried out this texture before, I definitely recommend it. And in my honest opinion, this is probably the best cloud putty I've ever reviewed. This one has no sticky residue. It's not as messy as all the other ones. It even has some nice bubble pops and it fluffs up very nicely. This one is also scented like a sweet strawberry, which is great because all the other cloud putties that I got from different brands and different stores would have a strong chemical odor to it, which I am not a fan of. For less than $3, this is definitely worth it. You get a fun little cotton candy type of slime. Of course, I was very curious to see if I can mix it into slime, so I had some extra snow cream on hand and I decided to add in half of the cloud putty. And once I did, it turned into a thick, creamy cloud cream, which was a surprisingly nice texture. It makes some nice bubble pops, it's stretchy, and even inflates to make nice crackles. This next slime I also got for around $3 and you get a good amount of it. This is a 7-ounce slime called watermelon fruit. I do find it funny that they misspelled watermelon on the label with 2 M's instead of the R. But anyways, this is a red clear putty slime that is just so stiff and very easy to rip. The physical appearance though is very cute. It is red, it's crystal clear, there's no debris, there is a lot of watermelon sprinkles and a watermelon charm, but the texture really falls off. It is just so stiff and rubbery. Pretty tough on my hands since it's hard to squeeze, so it's not very satisfying or enjoyable to play with. So as a clear slime, I'm going to give it a 1-star rating, but if you're going to rate it as a putty, then maybe it's a 2 or 3 star. It does have a nice fruity scent to it, which really reminds me of a strawberry candy. And it was so cheap, so what was I really expecting? It is just a really thick, squishy putty. The only way this slime would keep me busy is if I could just rip it over and over again, which is what I did, which is one of the satisfying things about it. Because this slime was so stiff, I didn't even bother trying to soften it up with glycerin. I thought it would just be a waste of glycerin and time. 100% do not recommend this unless you're looking for a stiff, hard putty. Next up, we have unicorn fluffy butter, which was another slime that was around $3, and you get about 3 ounces of a pink and yellow fluffy clay slime. I love how the colors didn't mix at all, and it comes with matching add-ins. There are iridescent flakes, rainbow sprinkles, a unicorn, and milk bottle charm. Looks super cute once fully assembled, and it really fits the theme. Texture-wise, it is so thick, and I do like how crackly it is at first. It looks like there were some air bubbles trapped throughout the slime. It was a little stiff at first, but once I warmed it up and started playing with it more and kneading it, it turned into a nice stretchy slime. The colors mixed into a bright orange, and the scent of this smells amazing. It smells like a rainbow sherbet or a fruity type scent. It's more on the sour side, which is pretty pleasant in my opinion. Since this slime is pretty easy to stretch, it does fluff up and inflate a ton. It becomes a super fluffy clay slime that you can make sizzles and crackles with. And for only $3, you get a very decent fluffy clay slime, which is why I gave it a 4-star rating. But in my opinion, it is not a butter slime, since butter slimes need to be spreadable, which is why they're called butter slimes. A lot of slime shops are pretty vague with using the term butter, but I'm gonna go ahead with the OG creator, and they made butter slime a buttery texture which is soft, creamy, and spreadable, and this isn't anything like that except that it's a fluffy clay slime. Our next slime is a mini one. You get about 2.4 ounces of it, and I paid $3.50. It is a green clear slime with white and green foam beads and a baggie of add-ins. There are kiwi and lime female slices. I was actually really surprised with this texture. It was nice and thick, stretchy as well, and makes really nice bubble pops. I think it fits well with the foam beads perfectly. It doesn't have any bead fallout, and the beads give it some nice texture and a little bit of crunch. The slime is also scented a light fruity scent, which matches the name and overall theme, which is why I'm giving this one a 4-star rating. Definitely recommend this one. I hope you get a perfect batch just like mine. Overall, it's a great bubbly semi-foam. The next slime I'll be reviewing is one I'll be calling Blue Shimmer. It is a pigmented metallic or pearlescent shimmery clear slime that is half white and half blue, but mine did sit a little bit, so it's mostly blue, but you can see it didn't fully mix since some of the slime is a bit lighter than the rest. I paid around $4.28 for this 4-ounce slime, and overall it is so gorgeous. It even comes with sparkle glitters. Texture wise, it is the perfect clear slime. It is stretchy, it's not tacky at all, it makes really nice bubble pops. It's not too thick or too thin, so I definitely recommend it. It is unscented though, so keep that in mind. I have reviewed these shimmery type of slimes multiple times from Temu, and I believe they're all from like the same factory. So I do hope that you get a great batch. Most of the time they are great, but sometimes they can be thicker and putty-like, so I do recommend having some glycerin on hand. This next slime I purchased because of the super cute packaging. It comes in this bubble grape container. It is called Bubble Grape, and you get about 8 ounces of slime for $6. And I'm going to say right now, the only things I really liked about this slime was the cute container and the light pastel purple color. It was supposed to arrive white and purple, but mine was just all purple, and the texture wasn't great either. It was so easy to rip, and it was more of a squishy, jiggly slime. It had no stretch at all, and I did add in some glycerin to see if it would save it, and it did not work out. It was just a slime to poke and squish, and it was a bit satisfying to rip though. I also would have preferred a fruity or grape scent, but it is unscented and just smells like glue. Definitely do not recommend this one. Even if you really like the container, I don't think it's worth it. Next up, we have Pretty Pink Princess, which is a crunchy pink slime that is half white and half pink. I really liked how the slime didn't mix at all. It's a 4-ounce slime that I paid $6.48 for, and texture-wise, it is decent. At first, it was pretty stiff and rippy, but once I started to knead it and mix it around, it became a nice and stretchy slime. It was also a little difficult to get out of the container. This is pretty packed with beads, so keep that in mind, and it's also a slow stretch slime. There's also some bead fallout when I'm stretching it or ripping it, so not really a huge fan of that. But I do love how crunchy it is. It makes amazing crunchy ASMR, and the bubble pops are insane. Overall, going to give this one a 3-star rating, and it is unscented. Would have liked the scent, but that's my personal preference. If you're looking for a crunchy bingsu slime, I definitely recommend making it yourself or buying it from a handmade slime shop, since these can be pretty flawed because the batches are always so inconsistent. But if you're willing to risk it and you have a small budget, this is a decent one and makes really, really nice bubble pops. Next slime is another cutie. It is another clear slime, and it comes with hearts and pearls, which is why I'm just gonna name it Hearts and Pearls. As you can see, the clear base is ultra clear, no debris, no cloudiness, and you can see through it so well. There are a lot of pearls in here and a good amount of heart sprinkles that makes a nice crunchy texture. I did play with the clear slime first, and it is a nice and stretchy one. Not sticky at all, pretty thick, and even though it is super thick, there is no bead fallout. Since the texture is so thick, it is more of a slow stretch slime, so I did add in some glycerin to make it softer and easier to stretch, but that's for my personal preference. If you want a thicker and more horrible slime, you can keep it as is. You can try playing with the two textures separately like I did. The clear slime is just so clicky, satisfying. Pearl part was nice and crunchy, but it was a little stiff, so I definitely preferred the texture as a whole. Also, it didn't seem like the pearl beads were the best quality since they had some hard bubbles on it and you could feel it when you're playing with the slime. Once I mixed them together, the slime was much more enjoyable to play with. It was clicky, thick and squishy. The pearls gave it some nice texture, and it was also very, very cute. Overall, a great texture for bubble pops, and I'm going to give this one a 4-star rating because of the scent. It is unscented, but it has a strong chemical odor, which I believe is from the beads because I've smelled this before from other slime with fake pearl beads. They kind of smell like nail polish. Next up, we have a 4-pack slime of 4 bottles of fake fun water slime. Going to call these bottles of milk since they're all milk themed. They all are super cute and come in a water bottle container with the matching colored cap and a label. I'm going to start off with the yellow one, which is called banana milk, and these textures are pretty much the same. They just have different names and come in different colors, and I totally would have preferred if they were scented, but they do come unscented and they have a weird odor to it and kind of reminds me of like musky water. Not a very pleasant odor, but at least it's not very strong. Texture-wise, it's not a great water slime. It's more of just a jiggly slime. A water slime will act like water, so it will spill, fall out of a container, but this one was pretty hard to get out of the container. I had to rip it up and pull it out. So as a water slime, it would fall short, but as a jiggly slime, it's okay. You could jiggle it, slash it around, but it has no stretch and it's very easy to rip. And once you rip it up, it gets a little sticky and very, very messy. So in my opinion, not very satisfying. I don't really recommend it, but it does come in super cute packaging and you get 4 different pastel colors. Next up, we have strawberry milk, which is again the same exact texture but in a pink color. It looks super adorable and it could pass off as cute decor or some sort of fake yogurt. But this is not a fun texture at all, so I would just have it sit there and look cute. Again, it is nice and jiggly, it's very glossy, it does feel wet to your hands, but it gets pretty messy, and getting it out of the container is pretty hard, and getting it back is just the same. You have to rip it up in tiny little pieces to get it back in. The third bottle of milk slime is an avocado one, which is in a pretty pastel green color. And funny enough, the labels do call it a mucus texture. Not a very appealing name, but it does kind of describe the texture, except it's not stretchy. And I think mucus is very stretchy. Again, this is the same texture, and I tried to pull this one out all in one piece and not rip it. I just decided to let myself go for this one and play with it however I want. So I just twist it around and mash it around. And it kind of just looks like a jiggly mess. Hopefully you kind of enjoy this ASMR. Pro tip, dedicate a trash slime that you don't really care about to clean up your messes, to pick up glitter and slime residue. Lastly, we have blueberry milk, which is the blue version, and I would have totally loved if they had scented all of these. Would have been great. It would have smelled amazing, and it wouldn't smell like dirty water. Again, it's the same texture. It is jiggly, glossy, and feels wet. It does get a little messy, and it's not the best water slime. If you really do want to try a great water slime, I don't recommend this and recommend going for a handmade slime shot like Momo Slime or Putty Egg. I did try putting it in a different container, and I do prefer playing with it like this than inside the bottle. Overall, some of these slimes were worth it and some of them were not, even though they were super cheap. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!